Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thorough Newspaper Analysis, which is brought to you by Losico. So, today we have only one article to be discussed, which is from the Indian Express. The title of this article is Why Pakistan is Lifting Ban on Indian Imports. So, the latest news has come that Pakistan will be allowing the import towards its own country of the Indian cotton as well as sugar. So, what are the reasons and circumstances that Pakistan has lifted this ban after 2 years, and what are the consequences, positive or negative, regarding this? And secondly, we have the news in flash column. Before moving further, let's have a look at the Project Maverick, which is almost free CLAT preparation course. If you're preparing for CLAT 2021 or 2022, you can definitely enroll yourself for this course, which is only worth rupees 100, and the link is there in the description box below. So this is the multiple choice question from yesterday's discussion. Nakaduba sinhala Ramaswamy, a new species of butterfly, has been discovered in, your options are Nilgiri, Agasthyamala, Namdafa, or Sundarbans. You can put down your answer in the comment section below. So this is the descriptive question for the day. How trade relations between India and Pakistan can help resolve other political issues between the two countries. On this note, let's start the discussion for our article, which talks about the bilateral trade ties between India and Pakistan. So as we just said, that Pakistan recently has decided to lift its nearly 2-year-long ban on imports of cotton and sugar from India. So here, the bilateral trade was suspended in August 2019. Firstly, let's know that Pakistan had been hugely dependent upon the cotton and sugar import from India. But due to these reasons, which we'll just discuss now, the bilateral trade between India and Pakistan was suspended in August 2019. Now, whenever we talk about August 2019, a very important date comes to our mind, which was of 5th August 2019, wherein the constitutional status of Jammu and Kashmir was changed and Article 370 and 35A were abrogated. Due to this, Pakistan definitely was not happy, and it said that India had taken a unilateral decision regarding Jammu and Kashmir. And so, to show its discontentment, Pakistan suspended this bilateral trade of specifically cotton and sugar between India and its own country. Also, there was a 200% tariff on Pakistan imports, and was also cancellation of Pakistan's MFN status. Now, by MFN status is the most favored nation status by India after the Pulwama terrorist attack had taken place. Now, as we know, in that very year in 2000, in the month of February, the Pulwama terrorist attack had taken place, wherein more than 40 to 50 CRPF Jawans were martyred. And since one of the terrorist organizations from Pakistan, Masood Azhar as well, had taken the responsibility of that particular attack, India had raised the tariff on Pakistani imports to 200%, and also India had cancelled the Pakistan status of most favored nation, and thus the relations of trade specifically as well as politics between the two countries deteriorated. So if in specific we talk about what do we mean by the most favored nation status, it meant that whenever there were any relations, be it of the economic trade or any kind of political relations, countries would give better status as well as a favorable position to the other nation. And Pakistan enjoyed that particular position, being the most favored nation for India. But after this Pulwama attack, this MFN status was taken away from Pakistan. And thus, the bilateral ties between the two countries were suspended to a great significant level. But after this 2-year-long ban on these trade ties, Pakistan has now lifted the ban on the import of cotton and sugar from India. With this, let's understand that why this change has taken in place and why this position has changed now. The first significant reason is that there is a shortage of raw materials for Pakistan's textile sector. As I just mentioned, that Pakistan it was always heavily dependent for its cotton imports from India. And since these 2 years, Pakistan was facing a huge shortage in the raw materials for its textile sector. And thus, there were high prices due to low domestic yield of cotton. And thus, because Pakistan is not very much self-sufficient in yielding and producing the cotton, that is why there was huge crisis and also a huge lack in the textile sector for the raw materials as well. Now, the second reason was that high domestic prices of sugar. So, if we talk about the sugar industry in specific, so the domestic prices of sugar or the prices of sugar that was produced domestically within the territory of Pakistan, it had actually risen to a great extent, and increase in imports will stabilize the market prices. Thus, if at all Pakistan imports, as now it would the sugar from India, so the prices would still be competitive and they would be pocket friendly as compared to the sugar that is being produced within Pakistan itself. And thirdly, Pakistan army chief's change of stance, as we know that India and Pakistan have also come to an agreement to ceasefire, and thus a kind of a more in a way a kind of a more coordination cooperation is being seen on front of both the countries. That is why, from being purely military to defense, this has also become to be an economic security, and thus just it is not the matter of geopolitical contestation, rather geo-economic integration is also necessary if at all both the nations are to be brought together. So, this article also talks about the way forward in this direction, wherein it says that after the declaration of ceasefire, this is the second step towards normalization of ties. So, as we just discussed, that now both the countries, the army chiefs of both the countries, have agreed to a ceasefire. By ceasefire, we simply mean that none of the countries would open fire on the personnel or jawans or soldiers of the other country. And thus, after the ceasefire agreement, this is a second important step between the two countries to bring the two countries together. Secondly, possible adoption of the India-China model of bilateral relations between India and Pakistan. Now, as we know that China had been playing a contestation role between both the countries, and sometimes China used to favor Pakistan, and at the other times it used to favor India. So it is high time that all the three nations work together and they come together to form the economic ties as well as bilateral and trilateral relationships. Also, trade takes the front seat and contested boundary is subject of long drawn negotiations. And as we just discussed, that this problem, if at all it has to be resolved, cannot be only resolved through military or through defense means, but also trade plays an important role in bringing both the countries together. Thus, the decision by Pakistan is a good news for the Indian sugar and cotton industry as well, because now we have a permanent trader. Let's hope for the best that the Indian sugar and cotton will be moved towards Pakistan, and thus better exports can be expected out of this gesture. So, if we talk about the top five items which are traded with Pakistan, so if we talk about the exports that go from India to Pakistan, we have cotton, organic chemicals, plastics, paints and dyes, and machinery and the other parts as well. And if we talk about the imports, so we have the mineral fuel and oils which we take from Pakistan, fruits and nuts, salt, sulfur, lime and stones, ores, slags and ash, and leather products that we take from Pakistan. Thus, both the countries add to each other's economy, and if at all a good system of bilateral trade is drawn up, it will be beneficial for both the countries. With this, let's see what do we have for news and flash today. The ninth Heart of Asia conference that is taking place in Tajikistan. So, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar recently attended the conference where he supported the talks between Afghan government and the Taliban. As we know that the peace deal is being stricken between Afghanistan government as well as the Taliban. So India also has an important role to play in it, since wherever there is peace in Afghanistan, India will be able to face and India will be able to experience peace in the area of Kashmir as well. So that is why India is also playing a crucial role in bringing this peace process. And if we talk about this conference, which is called as the Heart of Asia Conference, it is focused on strengthening the regional and global consensus of Afghan peace. And India also is a member of the Asia Conference, Heart of Asia Conference. With this, we are done for the day. We hope it was a good session for you all. Please stay tuned with LawSikho for such more sessions to come, and subscribe to our channel for any more updates. Thank you so much.